My name is Adrian Calloway, and I've always been the kind of person who thrives under pressure. You know the type, calm on the outside, even when chaos swirls like a storm inside. People call me methodical, maybe too serious for my own good, but that's what happens when you grow up believing you're destined to prove something to everyone and yourself. I'm 32 now, and most days, I feel like I've got this life figured out. Most days, I work at Kestrel Innovations, one of those tech giants that everyone knows by name but no one really understands unless they're deep in the trenches with us. We make things smarter, faster, sleeker, the kind of innovations people don't realize they need until we put them in their hands. My job? Head of development for our flagship project, Neuralink, an AI-driven neural interface designed to revolutionize how humans interact with machines. It was supposed to be my legacy, a crown jewel of modern engineering. Except it wasn't mine anymore. At least, not according to Victor Langston. Victor is, well, he's everything I'm not. Charismatic where I'm reserved, ruthless where I'm calculated, ambitious enough to push boundaries I wouldn't dare cross. He's also the CEO of Kestrel Innovations, which means he holds all the cards. And right now, as I sit across from him in his corner office overlooking downtown San Francisco, I can feel him stacking the deck against me. You've done great work here, Adrian, Victor says, leaning back in his leather chair like a king surveying his kingdom. His tone is light, almost casual, but there's something sharp beneath it, like the edge of a blade hidden in silk. Neuralink could change the world. But let's be honest, it needs fresh eyes. Fresh eyes. That phrase hits me like a punch to the gut. Fresh eyes. After 3 years of sleepless nights, endless meetings, and sacrifices piled so high they've become mountains. No, this isn't about fresh eyes. This is about control. Control over the patent. Control over my invention. Victor, I start, keeping my voice steady despite the fire building in my chest. I built Neuralink from the ground up. Every line of code, every prototype failure, every breakthrough, it's mine. Yours too, sure, because this company gave me resources. But take away my name, and Neuralink doesn't exist. He smiles then, slow and deliberate, like he's savoring the moment. That's where you're wrong, Adrian. Neuralink exists because Kestrel exists. Without this company, without its visionaries, he taps his chest lightly, you'd still be tinkering in some garage somewhere, dreaming of relevance. The words sting more than they should, not because they're true, but because there's just enough truth in them to make me question myself. Did I get here on merit alone, or did I ride Kestrel's coattails? The thought claws at me, but I shove it down. Now isn't the time for self-doubt. What are you saying, Victor? I ask, cutting straight to the point. Are you firing me? His laugh is short, dismissive. No, Adrian. I'm giving you a choice. Leave Kestrel, walk away clean, and we'll let you keep your dignity. Or stay, fight for scraps of credit, and watch as I hand Neuralink over to someone else. Someone better suited to lead. It feels like the floor drops out from under me. Hand Neuralink over? To someone else? Rage simmers beneath my skin, hot and electric, but I force myself to breathe. Losing my temper won't help me win this game. Because that's what this is, a game. A power play wrapped in corporate doublespeak. And if I refuse both options, I counter, meeting his gaze head-on. Victor leans forward, resting his elbows on the desk. For the first time since I walked into this room, he looks genuinely interested. Then I dare you to leave. Take Neuralink with you. Prove to me, and to yourself, that it's worth more than the name on the door. A dare. Of course it would come to this. Victor loves theatrics. He thrives on drama. But there's something else in his eyes now, something darker. He doesn't think I'll do it. He thinks I'll fold, apologize, beg for another chance. Maybe once upon a time, I would have. Not today. I'll take that dare, I say, standing abruptly. My chair scrapes against the floor, loud enough to echo through the silence. But don't mistake this for surrender, Victor. When I walk out that door, I'm taking Neuralink with me. And you'll regret ever doubting me. For half a second, Victor looks surprised. Then his smirk returns, wider than before. Good luck, Adrian. You'll need it. Walking out of Victor's office feels surreal, like stepping off a cliff and hoping the parachute opens before I hit the ground. Part of me wants to turn back, to reason with him, to salvage what little remains of my career at Kestrel. But the other part, the stronger part, knows there's no going back. Not after that. By the time I reach my desk, news of my confrontation has already spread. Whispers follow me down the hall, colleagues pretending not to stare as I pack my things into a box. It's humiliating, infuriating, and oddly liberating all at once. These people don't matter anymore. None of this does. Except Neuralink. The patent application sits in a folder on my laptop, incomplete but close enough to finish. All I need is access to the server where the final version resides. Access that, technically, I still have. At least for now. Back at my apartment, an unassuming studio in the Mission District, I pour myself a glass of wine and open my laptop. The screen lights up, casting a pale glow across the room. My fingers hover over the keyboard as I pull up the secure connection to Kestrel servers. One wrong move, and they'll lock me out permanently. But hesitation won't save me either. As I navigate through layers of encryption, memories flood back, late nights spent debugging algorithms, early mornings presenting progress reports to skeptical executives, the thrill of watching Neuralink come alive for the first time. This isn't just technology, it's a piece of me. Taking it feels less like theft and more like reclaiming what was stolen. Finally, I find what I'm looking for, the master file containing the completed patent application. With trembling hands, I download it onto an external drive. Just as the transfer finishes, my phone buzzes on the table. Caller ID reads unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answer. Hello. Adrian Calloway, a smooth, unfamiliar voice says. Male, mid-40s, confident. You don't know me, but I've been following your work for quite some time. I freeze, gripping the phone tighter. Who is this? My name isn't important, he continues, undeterred. What matters is that you and I share a common goal. You want to take Neuralink to its full potential. I want to help you get there. How do you even know about Neuralink? I demand, heart pounding. Has Victor already tipped someone off? Is this some kind of trap? Let's just say I have friends in high places. The man replies cryptically. Friends who believe in your vision. If you're willing to listen, I can offer you resources far beyond anything Kestrel could provide. Resources. The word hangs in the air, tempting and dangerous. Could the stranger really hold the key to turning Neuralink into a global phenomenon? Or is he just another predator circling wounded prey? I'm listening, I say cautiously. But if this is a trick? It's not, he interrupts. Meet me tomorrow morning at Pier 39. 8 o'clock sharp. Come alone and bring the patent. If you don't show, I'll assume you're not interested. Before I can respond, the line goes dead. Staring at the blank screen, I feel a strange mix of excitement and dread. Whoever this man is, he's playing a risky game. So am I. Tomorrow will change everything. The next morning, the air is crisp as I make my way to Pier 39. The sun hasn't fully risen yet, casting a pale golden glow over San Francisco Bay. Seagulls cry overhead, and the faint smell of salt water mingles with the aroma of freshly baked bread from nearby cafes. It's peaceful here, almost serene, an ironic contrast to the storm brewing inside me. I clutch the external drive containing the Neuralink patent in one hand and a cup of black coffee in the other. My mind races through possibilities. Who is this man? What does he want? And why does he seem so certain that I'll play along? Every instinct screams caution, but desperation has a way of overriding logic. If this stranger can deliver on his promise, if he truly has resources beyond Kestrel, then maybe, just maybe, I can turn this disaster into something extraordinary. Pier 39 is mostly empty at this hour, save for a few joggers and fishermen scattered along the waterfront. I scan the area, looking for someone who might match the voice on the phone. Confident, calculated, powerful. But instead of finding a single figure waiting for me, I spot a sleek black car parked near the edge of the pier. Its tinted windows reflect the soft morning light, giving it an almost ghostly appearance. As I approach, the rear passenger door opens silently. A man steps out, tall and impeccably dressed in a tailored navy suit. His hair is silver at the temples, his face lined with age but sharp with intelligence. He moves with purpose, exuding authority without saying a word. Adrian Calloway, he says, extending a hand. His grip is firm, commanding. I'm pleased you decided to come. You didn't give me much choice, I reply, keeping my tone neutral. Who are you? He smiles faintly, as if amused by my skepticism. You may call me Mr. Grayson. That's all you need to know for now. He gestures toward the car. Shall we talk somewhere more private? I hesitate, glancing around the pier. There's no one close enough to overhear us, but something about getting into a stranger's car feels like crossing a point of no return. Still, I remind myself why I'm here. This isn't about trust, it's about survival. About reclaiming what's mine. Fine, I say finally, sliding into the back seat. Grayson follows, closing the door behind him with a quiet click. The interior smells faintly of leather and cedarwood, luxurious and suffocating all at once. The driver doesn't acknowledge us, simply pulling away from the curb and merging onto the road. For a moment, neither of us speaks. Grayson studies me intently, his gaze piercing but not unkind. Finally, he breaks the silence. You've made quite the bold move, taking Neuralink from Victor Langston. Most people would have crumbled under the pressure. Not you. It wasn't his to take in the first place. I snap, irritation bubbling to the surface. Neuralink is my invention. Everything Kestrel did was built on my work. Grayson nods approvingly. Precisely. Which is why I'm offering you an opportunity most inventors only dream of. Resources, funding, protection, all the tools you need to bring Neuralink to market and to do it your way. And what's the catch? I ask, narrowing my eyes. Nothing comes free, Mr. Grayson. His smile widens slightly, revealing teeth that are too perfect to be natural. Perceptive. Very well, let's cut to the chase. In exchange for my support, I expect a stake in Neuralink's future. 30% of the company, to be exact. Non-negotiable. 30%. The number hangs in the air between us. Heavy and loaded. It's a steep price, but given the circumstances, it's also surprisingly reasonable. Without Grayson's help, I'd be fighting an uphill battle against Kestrel, and they wouldn't hesitate to crush me. What kind of protection are we talking about? I ask cautiously. Kestrel won't just sit back and let me walk away with their crown jewel. That's where I come in, Grayson replies smoothly. My associates specialize in navigating delicate situations. Legal challenges, corporate espionage, media manipulation, we've seen it all. Consider us your shield while you focus on building your empire. His words send a shiver down my spine. There's something unnervingly clinical about the way he talks, as though human lives are mere pawns in a larger game. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and right now, I don't have the luxury of moral qualms. Okay, I say after a long pause. Let's say I agree to your terms. What happens next? Grayson leans back against the seat, clearly pleased with my response. First, we secure the patent. Then, we assemble a team of experts, engineers, marketers, investors, to fast-track Neuralink's development. Once we're ready, we go public. By the time Victor realizes what hit him, it'll be too late. It sounds simple when he lays it out like that. Almost too simple. But I know better than to underestimate the complexity of executing such a plan. Kestrel Innovations isn't just any company, it's a behemoth with deep pockets and deeper connections. Taking them on will require more than clever strategy. It'll require guts, precision, and a willingness to burn bridges. Still, there's a part of me that thrills at the idea of going toe-to-toe with Victor Langston. Of proving to him, and to myself, that I'm capable of standing on my own. All right, I say firmly, I'm in. But understand this, Mr. Grayson, Neuralink stays true to its original vision. No compromises, no shortcuts. If you try to change that, our deal is off. To his credit, Grayson doesn't flinch. Instead, he inclines his head slightly, as though respecting my resolve. Understood. Integrity is rare these days, Miss Calloway. I admire that. The car pulls up to a nondescript office building downtown. Grayson exits first, then offers me his hand to step out. As we enter the lobby, I notice several security cameras tracking our movements. Clearly, whoever Grayson works for takes secrecy seriously. We ride the elevator to the top floor, where a team of professionals awaits us in a sleek conference room. Laptops hum softly, blueprints cover the walls, and a large screen displays financial projections for Neuralink. It's overwhelming, exhilarating, and terrifying all at once. This is your new headquarters, Grayson announces, gesturing to the space. Everything you need is here. Your team will brief you shortly. I nod, trying to absorb everything. For the first time since leaving Kestrel, I feel a flicker of hope. Maybe this crazy gamble will pay off. Maybe I really can win. But as I settle into a chair and begin reviewing documents, a nagging thought lingers in the back of my mind. Who exactly is Grayson working for? And how far am I willing to go to protect Neuralink? Hours later, exhaustion sets in as I sift through endless spreadsheets and technical schematics. The team Grayson assembled is efficient, even brilliant, but their presence feels oddly impersonal. They treat me with respect, yes, but there's a detachment in their demeanor, as if they're following orders rather than collaborating. Just as I'm about to call it a night, my phone buzzes again. This time, the caller ID reads Victor Langston. My stomach twists into knots. Why is he calling me now? Does he know about Grayson? About the team? Or is this another one of his power plays? Hesitating only briefly, I answer. What do you want, Victor? His voice is calm, almost friendly. Too friendly. I wanted to congratulate you, Adrian. Walking away from Kestrel took guts. I underestimated you. The compliment catches me off guard. Get to the point, Victor. He chuckles softly. Fair enough. Here's the thing. You're talented, Adrian. Brilliant, even. But running a business is a different beast altogether. Let's face it, you're in over your head. So here's my offer. Come back to Kestrel. We'll forget this whole mess ever happened. You'll get your old job back, plus a generous bonus. Everyone wins. His words hit like a punch to the gut. Is he serious? Does he honestly think I'd crawl back after everything he's done? You must be joking, I retort, anger simmering beneath the surface. There's no amount of money that could convince me to work for you again, Victor. Not after the way you betrayed me. His tone hardens instantly. Be careful, Adrian. You're playing a dangerous game. People who cross me don't tend to fare well. Is that supposed to scare me? I shoot back. Because it doesn't. Whatever you throw at me, I can handle. And trust me, Victor, you haven't seen the last of me. With that, I hang up, heart pounding. The threat is clear, but so is my resolve. This isn't just about revenge anymore. It's about proving that I'm stronger than he ever gave me credit for. As I stare at the phone in my hand, a realization dawns on me. Grayson's offer may have been tempting, but it's only a means to an end. The real battle lies ahead, and I intend to win it on my own terms. Weeks turn into months as I pour every ounce of energy into Neuralink, guided by Grayson's resources but driven by my own vision. The day finally comes when we unveil the product to the world, a groundbreaking neural interface that revolutionizes human-machine interaction. Critics hail it as a masterpiece, investors flock to join the movement, and Victor watches from the sidelines, powerless to stop me. In the end, it isn't just about beating Kestrel or proving Victor wrong. It's about reclaiming my identity, my purpose. Standing on stage at the launch event, I realize something. Neuralink was never just mine. It belongs to everyone who dared to believe in its potential, including me. As applause fills the room, I know one thing for certain: this is only the beginning.